Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Wagner fence and decking sprayer. What I want to do today is to first of all get it unboxed, show you some of the features and benefits that it offers, also give you a demonstration later because I've got quite a lot to spray. The reason I've gone for this is I went onto Amazon and basically had a look to see what's the #1 bestseller, and this is the model that popped up. It was quite reasonably priced, so I thought I'm going to buy that and see if, with all the recommendations from Amazon customers, if it's as good as it says it is. So I'm first of all going to get it unboxed. So must admit, because I've generally not seen this before, I always like to unbox everything almost live on the video rather than having a look beforehand. I don't know what size I thought it'd be. I thought it might be a little bit bigger than that. But at least we've got a good size tank. So this is a 1400 milliliter tank. So a good size tank. There's others that are similar price range that are quite a bit smaller. For me, that just be really frustrating, having to stop when you're spraying, refill the tank and then carry on again. But at least with a good size tank like this, then you're not having to do that. So other accessories, we've got the instructions. Not quite sure if I'll need to refer to those. And also a couple of other accessories as well. So I think what I need to do is to get some of these bits tidied away and have a look. Just before I start, if you follow me on YouTube for a while, then I always welcome comments on the videos, whether it's good or bad. And one of my subscribers, John Craig, has commented that I need to sort my garden out when I'm recording videos here at home in my conservatory. I'd just like to apologise to John that so far I haven't had a chance to sort the garden, but don't worry, I'm going to get it sorted soon. As far as setting the sprayer up, couldn't be easier. First of all we need to do is just pop that on the back. That just clicks into place. That's nice and easy, and I must say it's actually really comfy. I know I've not got the paint in there at the moment, and I suppose after a while of spraying the fence, then it could be a little bit heavy or hurt my hand, but I'll find that out in a bit. You have got other options on the front here. So what you can do is you can actually select how you want the paint to arrive onto the fence panel. So I'll give you a bit more detail about that when I'm actually spraying the fence. But what this enables you to do is to change the pattern that it exits the sprayer. That could be really useful. So if you were spraying, say, smaller areas, like I will be, compared to a large fence panel, then you can actually change the pattern on the front here. And all you need to do is just rotate that, and you'll find that it will, I suppose, be a bit more clearer when I'm actually spraying. But that's the main container, and you've also got a setting on the back depending on how much paint you wanted to come out of the sprayer at one time. So I think that's really good to get going a bit later. Next, all you need to do is pop the hose in the back like that, so there's no clicking into place. That just slots in like that. And as far as this, so the other part of the hose just slots into the back there, and that's it. So not really a lot to do as far as the setup. This will also click into place. So, well, as far as carrying it, so you've got a carry handle on the top here, and that can just pop in there if you're carrying it over, say, a long distance. The hose itself is 1.8 meters, so it's a good length really. It does come with a carry strap as well, so you can pop this over your shoulder, I suppose, to take the weight of this rather than having to hold both, which is always going to be a good idea. You also get this cheeky little tool. I must say I did have to have a look to see what it was, because it looks like a multi-purpose kind of tool, and it is a multi-purpose tool. So first of all, you can open a can of paint with it. I've not actually tried it. I hope it will be successful, but I know some of the paint tins that we have over here in the UK can be really difficult to open, so I'm not quite sure that would work properly, but I might give it a go later. Also, if you needed to dilute the paint, so if you needed to dilute it with a certain amount of water, then you've got a different measuring guides on here to enable you to do that. Also, it's a paint stirrer, so you can just pop this in, stir the paint, which that's what I'm going to use that for. Also, you've got a little spiky point here, and really that bit is used to help clean the nozzles at the end. So that could be good when it comes to cleaning and maintaining it at the end. Now, one of the main reasons I purchased this fence and decking sprayer is because of the reviews it got from Amazon that were really good. But one of the other main reasons, and something I did look out for, is a type of paint that can be used in it. Now, I've purchased a fence sprayer before. It wasn't quite like this, it was a different model, and you had to use the thin sprayable paint. Now, personally, I'm not really a fan of that. A, because it's a lot more expensive compared to standard fence paint, and also it's so thin to go through the machine that it just took a long time to spray the fence panel, and I just ended up sending it back because it just really frustrated me. So that's why this one is of real interest to me, because you can use, as it says on the listing, you can use any solvent-based or water-based paint. So I have purchased some water-based paint. Anyway, I think enough talking from me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish my cup of coffee that I've got on the go here. This is one of the mugs that the kids have bought me. No respect at all, calling me an oldie. But anyway, they're great, the kids. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish my coffee, get everything packed up, then I think I'm ready to go and paint the fence. So now I've got everything set up, the first thing I'm going to do is to try and paint this fence here. The condition of the fence itself isn't too bad, but I just thought I'd give it a quick refresh with this paint. Now this is water-based paint, so it hopefully should be okay within the paint sprayer. But as mentioned earlier, just got my cheeky little tool here and just going to give it a really good stir. I suppose it's debatable whether I needed to add water to it. I suppose we'll see how it comes out, but at the moment I'm just going to basically put it into the sprayer, but just give it a really good stir to start with. That should hopefully be okay. And just going to take the container off. Now there is a little washer in here, and the idea is that what you need to do is to pop that at the end here. That's it, so that just goes over there like that. And what you do need to make sure is, depending on how you're spraying, you want to aim that part of the nozzle into like the deepest part. So if you are going to be spraying downwards, then you want to make sure that part of the nozzle is in the within the bucket itself, within the container, should I say. Clearly, if you're going to be spraying high up, then what you need to do is just turn the nozzle that way. It's kind of sensible, but I think for some people you might not realise that you need to just rotate that before you start. So what I'm going to do is, I've actually got an old cup, so I'm just going to, rather than trying to pour this into the container, I'm just going to use an old cup to try and pour that in. I must admit, it does look a little bit thick, but hopefully we should be okay, because overall this fence paint is a little bit thick on its own. So I'm all connected up, ready to go. Let's see how we get on. So ideally, what you want to do is to keep it between 5 and 15 centimetres away from wherever you're spraying. As you can see, on top here, this is some old decking, and so far, I'm actually really impressed. It might take a couple of coats, but I suppose at the moment it's quite cold here. I'm recording this in sort of early March time, but I think really the best thing for me to do is just to crack on, because I've got a lot of painting to do. that's the first coat done, and I must say I'm actually very impressed. It's probably taken me, I'd say probably about half an hour to go over that side of the fence. Hopefully you can see the difference between that side that I've done one coat and this side. To be fair, it is quite an old fence. We're just looking at refurbishing it. It's not a forever fence, so I just wanted to give it really a fresh outlook, and I think so far it's looking pretty good. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and get another cup of coffee because I need it after doing that. At the moment it's freezing cold out here, that's why I got the gloves on as well. But and then I'm just going to let this dry, which might take, by the look of it, might take an hour or so just to go off properly, and then I'll give it a second coat. Now I've finished that part of the fence and it's dried, I'm actually really impressed with it. I think it looks really good. But what I do need to do is I need to spray some of these pallets. So we've got around 40 pallets. Basically, I'm going to try and make a fence out of them to continue down the side of the property. It's a bit of a long-term project, but that's partly why I got this. I just wanted to try and make my life as easy as possible. So this is really the next challenge, to see how well it covers pallets. So I'm actually really impressed with that. I know I've only done the face of it at the moment, and that's only one coat, but whether it's the type of wood, I think this is actually covered a lot easier than the fence. Clearly the fence has been already painted and it's got some moss on it. I just wanted to give that a bit of a refresh, but I'm actually really impressed. And again, it's only taken probably 5 minutes, something like that, to do the front of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish the rest of it and see how it looks afterwards. I'm just going to finish the video off here, and I've got a lot more to do, but the weather's just starting to come in. It looks like it might start to drizzle a bit in a moment, but I hope you've been impressed with the Wagner decking and fence sprayer as I am. If you're thinking about purchasing one, I've provided a link below to show you where to get one. And I must say, I do agree with a lot of the feedback on Amazon. If you're not too sure about it, go and have a look, because on the whole it's really good. Anyway, I would appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, click subscribe on my YouTube video, leave any comments below. I know there's so much I could have done, so many more demonstrations on this, but I just wanted to give you a brief overview as to how well it or how bad it performed. I didn't know how it was going to perform. I'm always quite honest with some of the reviews I do, but I must say, the smile's still there, I'm still impressed with it. But anyway, if you've got any comments or if you've got any questions, I've been using this quite a bit, then just pop it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Also, if you have got one of these, let me know what you think about it, because I'd always appreciate the honest feedback, whether it's good or bad. Thanks for joining me today.